1, time.
It's a privileged insight into the work that goes into becoming a contender. And Fleetwood is one of the hardest working men on tour.
So you think I can actually do that as a normal setup, playing, and then just get it back to there?
Yeah, because it's where your arms and your shoulders are positioned, and then as you drop your arms, your hands back, that's all happening here and here. Really.
Everything's
so,
still there.
Everything else is still in position. Very good.
Starting left and cutting a bit as well, isn't it?
After several hours working on his swing with Mike taking the lead, it's into the gym with Kevin for a strength and conditioning session.
Well, it is part of the job, yeah. You look at any of the top golfers in the world, they're all fit, they're all strong, and they're all big characters and big guys. So if you're going to be one of the best golfers in the world, then you have to do it. And to be honest, I just think you owe it to the sport and you owe it to the game to look like a proper athlete. We should be able to stand next to any athlete in the world, be it a footballer or a rugby player or a basketball player, and you know, we're all athletes as well, and that's what it is.
Great to train, yeah. Great attitude, works really hard. I think, we've been working together now 2 years. No, 3 years. And when we've made the connection between what he's working on in his golf swing and what we're working on in the gym, most golfers then get extremely motivated because they can see that everything they do here translates onto the range. So this exercise, we've just been working with Mike on the range and really talking about his shoulders and keeping the shoulders locked into the joint and trying to get more what's called thoracic extension, so just trying to get his chest lifted a little bit so that he can get his arms into a good position. And this exercise is really doing that. So as he pushes into the floor, he's really working his triceps to externally rotate his elbows, and then at this point he's really pushing down here, which is giving him some lift in his thoracic. So this is going to directly go into his golf game.
Yeah, thanks. I think, you know, personally, from working with Kevin, there are a lot of trainers out there, but Kev is so knowledgeable about golf swing and he's so knowledgeable about biomechanics, and he puts a lot of work into it himself, and he's done a lot of research over the years. And with him being close to my coaches as well, it's just great to be working with a bunch of guys that are so close and that do talk all the time and that are in constant contact. So I always just enjoy coming to the gym. When you go to the biggest events, and I mean, you've got Rory McIlroy and Adam Scott, Dustin Johnson, all of these guys, they're absolutely tremendous athletes, and rather than gaining an edge, it's kind of you're trying to keep up with these guys, and you've got to do it if you want to be competing with them. So, and as much as a physical thing and a fitness thing, it's a mental thing as well. If you go to the first tee and you feel great and you know you're fit and you look good, I think that's a big thing to it too, and that's something we always talk about. It's a mental thing. When you feel really good about yourself, then generally, you know, you'll put in better performances. So it's just one of those things you've got to do.
I think it's about Tommy getting the absolute best that he can be himself. And everybody out on tour, even when you talk about something like Jim Furyk, what the best players do is they maximise their own bodies and they maximise their own games, and they put a plan together that gets the best out of themselves. And that's all we're trying to do in here with Tommy. Tommy's got a different body than the other players. Dustin Johnson's got different wrist techniques, so every player's individual. You just got to get a really smart plan, and if you maximise that, it gives you the best advantage out on the course. What we find is some of the same problems that amateur golfers face are exactly the same that the tour pros face when they've been on long flights or they've hit a lot of balls on the range. And what we work on is a band exercise that opens your upper body posture and helps you to hit the top of your backswing a lot easier. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab the band and wrap it around your hands a few times. And then what we're going to do is we're going to open the forearms so that we get a good stretch across the pecs, chest lifted, and then we're just going to straighten the arms. If you do this correctly, you'll feel a stretch down your forearms and your biceps. You'll feel a stretch in your pecs, lifting your chest, and you should feel the muscles underneath your shoulder blade firing together, and that's going to really help you with your positions. Perfect.
Yeah, so this is something I like to do after I've been on a long flight or after I've had a big long practice session hitting a load of balls, and I just feel a little bit hunched, and it's a really good one to just make you feel better.
This is a great exercise for amateur golfers. It fixes two things. It's going to help you get into your golf posture, get a good angle in your hips, and it's also going to help you with your weight transference, getting your weight on your left leg and your right leg in your golf swing. So it's called a single leg deadlift. Good, and you're looking to keep the chest lifted, but with your chin a little bit more tucked. And if you do this correctly, you'll feel it in the glute of the leg that's on the floor. Good, reach back with this leg, perfect.
Okay, so these are just with a really light weight for now. It is generally all about technique. As you get stronger, keep upping the weights, but more or less, if you're just going to do this as a warm-up or you're just going to do it as just a little exercise, it doesn't matter how heavy or light you are, as long as you've got really good technique and it's helping you swing. It's kind of a rare week at home for me now, and it's great to have the opportunity when you've got people you work with that are so close to you, and just put in a really good, strong week of work ahead of what's going to be a really big summer for me now, playing in a lot of big events, and I can't wait to get out there. And it's good that you've done all the preparation, you've done all the hard work, and now it's time to go. You've got to leave all this behind and go and play.